we should. And then, oh, cool. Yes.
Whatever is going to come from now is going to be recorded.
So we have content, and then we can always do another one or whatever, and we'll have content. It'll be great.
Yeah, that'll be super fun. And just like, and we can post it too, right? Saying, hey, we had a discussion, and at one point we could even do live if you want, like do a live once a week.
Yes. I'm very, very open to everything. So cool. I've always been that way. And, you know, a lot of people don't like it, but I'm realizing I'm just supposed to be this way, because every time I'm like really open like this, crazy stuff happens to me.
Yeah. And if I used to be a control freak, right? I would plan for everything with my husband. He passed away 5 years ago, but I was kind of the masculine of organizing everything. I was doing everything in the house. So when he passed away, I was like confused as to why I was not that sad, but I was already doing everything. And now I'm learning to be in my feminine energy of receiving, which has been super uncomfortable.
It's so hard. Okay. So since you're saying that, that brings me back to what I was saying before, because that's actually what was happening. So when I was talking to my mentor, he was like, you just have to allow things. That's what you're missing. He's like, allow your thoughts to be there. Allow your emotions to be there. You just ride the wave as it happens. And I'm like, why does that make so much sense now? I've definitely heard this before, but it just clicked.
Because you're on a frequency, right? If you're on a different frequency, now everything makes sense at that frequency.
It makes so much sense. And so it finally like really clicked for me. I was like, oh, I'm like a leaf in the wind. And he's like, yes. And I was like, oh my God, I get everything now. I get it all.
And you know why you should allow? Because everything that's happening has been manifested by you somehow through your emotions.
Oh, definitely.
Right? So when you say, okay, how, for me, like when you're anxious, like about the past, what happened in the past, and then in the future, what's going to happen. But it's like, you know what? If you take the time to look right now in your present, how everything you have, if you're single, how is this better than when you were in that relationship that you felt like if you're living in an apartment, how is this better than living in that big house that had so many problems, right? Take time to see how right now is a manifestation of a dream past of a past self, right? Maybe
yes.
And so that way it's like, I have evidence. I've always wanted to be in this area. I've always wanted to do this. And now this is evidence that all your dreams from your past happen. So that in the world right now, you know they have to happen because everything you wanted did happen.
Right. And so that's the thing too, so I grew up like totally in my masculine, very, very toxic, very
stop.
Awful.
I'm stopping you right now. If you're saying you were in a masculine and it was toxic, you're already calling your masculine toxic.
But that's why I'm saying now it's different because it's changing. So like where I'm at right now is I'm in my masculine energy because my masculine energy is like, let me prove to you that I can do what you need me to do. And so I'm like, okay, I'm trusting you. But now he wants to just like be in my masculine all the time. And I'm like, but now I'm used to my feminine energy. And he's like, just give me a shot. So now that's where I'm at right now is I'm totally back in my masculine and I'm experiencing like divine masculine energy right now, like very healthy. And my life feels totally different. It's so weird. So it's weird if you look at your life in terms of your masculine and your feminine energy, because I definitely had periods of my life where they changed. And I was in my feminine energy when I met my twin flame, like for the first time in my life. And then I switched back into my old masculine energy when I started to be afraid. That's really what happened is I started to be afraid. And then I switched back to like what I grew up with and what I was programmed with. And that's when we started to have like a lot of problems. So then I was like, oh, so it's my masculine energy that is the problem. So then I was having issues like after we separated with my masculine energy and seeing it as a problem. And so I switched into my feminine energy because I knew it had just been like suppressed. So I didn't see it as a problem. I felt like like I never really got to experience it. So I was like letting it out and everything. And then it was like I was always in my feminine energy and I was doing things, but there was like a lot of stuff that wasn't getting done. And my masculine just kept getting like, hello, 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 hello. You're like not letting me do anything now. So then I finally had like this, that was my recent dark night of the soul, is like, I have to allow my masculine energy to be part of my life too. I can't be in just my feminine energy. It's not going to work, especially because I'm by myself. So I have to, I have to do both. And then I was like, oh, this is just supposed to happen this way. And I've been resisting it this whole time. So now that's what's happening is I'm like, fine, you get your shot. You can do your thing. I do miss my feminine energy. It comes out a little bit, but I'm like, I'm just accepting.
Now, okay. So what if you're already whole? We all know that. What if you step into your feminine? Right now, the fear of stepping into your feminine energy is that nothing gets done, right? Because you don't have the 3D masculine that does the thing.
Yeah.
But once you choose that you're doing the feminine, and if things don't, for me, I had to learn, because I'm also by myself with my kids, and it's like, I had to learn when things don't get done, it's okay. And love myself with not being done. Love myself to the mess. And my energy come up, like I would be able to do a little more every day, but that being the receiving mode of the energy myself, but just to, okay, it's a mess and I still love myself, right?
That's true. That's true. And also I had like a big epiphany too, because I really went like my whole life believing that like you can only be in one or the other. Like, and I don't mean like permanently. I mean like in one specific moment, you're either in your masculine energy or you're in your feminine energy. And then I started to experience them both at the same time. And I was like, wait a second. this messes up my brain. Like this isn't a thing. And the more I am experiencing it, I'm experiencing that's why they keep having conversations, because they're here at the same time. And I'm like, I missed something my whole entire life. And now that it has been revealed, I'm like just blown away.
Now you're talking and something just came up. Like we're like feminine, masculine. That's still separate, even if we're whole.
Right. Right.
It's not saying masculine and feminine. It's just one energy. It's just energy. There's no plus or minus.
Right. So that's the other thing too, is that we were raised to see things as masculine or feminine and tie it to gender. And because the word masculine is associated with men and the word feminine is associated with females, it automatically creates a separation in your mind when you talk about.
For me, masculine energy is the giver and feminine is the giver, right? That's how I don't see men or women. I see giving and receiving. But even then, that's still separating. That's still duality. But if everything is one,
right,
giving or like it's just instant, right?
Right. And
there's something here. There's something that we want to be the unicity. But every time we say there's two different energy, we're already putting a label on two different things.
Right. And I definitely agree that this conversation that's happening right now is really important. And it's because I think it's exactly what I was just saying, where you think of them as either or all the time. So you're either in this energy or you're in that energy. And that's why it blew my mind so much, where I was like, what do you mean they can happen at the same time? That that doesn't make any sense to me. And now that I'm starting to experience it happening at the same time, I can tell that the unity part is happening because they're working together at the same time. And I think that's the thing that most people miss, is
Can I
that
give an example?
that's how you do it.
For me, I'm working on I'm not done working. Now I'm getting the union with money. So the relationship with money.
Yes,
right?
yes, I'm there.
I'm like the giver, receiving was uncomfortable. One thing I learned was when you receive, being money or a gift, we enjoy giving because it brings us so much joy, right? So when I give, but you have to receive. For me to get experience that joy, you have to receive, right? So that means when I receive the gift you're giving me receiving it is giving you the joy.
Yes, I just had this thought the other day. Like, I don't even know. It wasn't even that many days ago. See, this is why our conversation hadn't happened yet, because I hadn't gotten there yet. But that's exactly where I'm at, because, you know, I'm starting my business and everything like that. So I'm at the point where it's like, okay, you've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. Like, you need to be able to receive now. And every time I think that, I automatically cringe. I'm like, oh, but that sounds so awful.
To charge people. Now I'm doing this tax season. They're like, well, you don't have anything within you. Like, I got all this money that was spent on podcasts and all of this. And it's like, well, you got nothing that came in. I'm like, I know. I know.
Yes. Yes, but it is a thing. And so that's actually why my masculine, I think, is like, just let me prove that you can trust me. And then once you know that you can trust me, you can let go. That's the message I keep getting. And once I'm able to do that, it's like, so how I was thinking about it before is I was thinking about like the universe as the masculine energy. So when I'm in my feminine, the universe is going to be my masculine energy for me. And I just have to receive. And I had an experience a few months ago where I was forced into this situation where I had no choice but to receive. And it was so incredibly uncomfortable and terrible, but I did it. And I'm not even kidding you. I had tons of things coming towards me then. So like, I have now seen it in action and I know that it's true. So now it's like, okay, now you have to choose. You have to choose to be in that energy and allow and receive, because that's exactly what you were saying, is you're denying it as the receiver. You are denying the masculine energy, the joy of giving to you. And that's the epiphany that I had the other day. I was like, and in relation to like my twin flame, especially, I realized I did this all the time because I was so bad at receiving and I was used to being the giver. So it's like, but he wanted to be the giving energy. And I just rejected it constantly because I cannot receive. And now I'm like, damn, if that had been reversed and he was, and like, you know, it was the reverse situation, because it was a situation where I was giving to him and he was receiving. And I was like, and if he had rejected me, then I would have been so heartbroken because it gave me so much joy to give to him.
That's what I don't even know if he's my twin flame, but the guy that triggered my awakening, I was the giver. I was a chaser. It started well. That's how I discovered it. I'll tell you quickly the story. So I go to the restaurant and I'm thinking there's going to be a movie at one point. Like, it's just so like freaking incredible. So I'm at the restaurant.
I've had so many people tell me your life needs to be a movie. And now it's like, I'm meeting all of these other people and I was like, oh my God, I'm not like this crazy person. There are other people out there.
It's not that shit crazy you went through. I was there too. And it's like all the crap from the past that came up. So I went to the restaurant. I was not even supposed to go to that restaurant, right? I was like, I went around. I'm like, I came back. I'm like, okay, I'll go here. The guy's like looking like the guy of my dream. The voice is like, oh my God. I was melting on the chairs. He was reciting the menu. I'm like, you sound like you're reciting a poem. It's like, I just, I was like, oh my, what the heck was that? I don't say that. Like, who's that? Who's coming out of me here? Anyway, so we had so
You're
much
feminine.
oh yes. She was like, oh my God, like, oh, I'm enjoying this moment. And in that dinner, like we had a lot of fun. It was busy, and I used to be in restaurant too, so like I understood where it was going. But at one point, I said, "Huh, he's so hot. He must have a girlfriend." Because I was learning to get out of my comfort zone. So I went to get my phone number, which I never did before. I said, you know what? But he must have a girlfriend. I won't do it. I'm hearing at the other table 10 seconds later, oh, I'm moving to Montreal because I don't have a girlfriend. But I'm like, wait, what? What? Like my ear just like went and like I asked in my head, boom, it received there. Like, what's that?
I have a very similar moment I have to tell you when you're done, because
it was like,
I totally understand.
And so like we chatted a little bit, like later he only messaged me back 1 week later. I'm like, you still kept my phone number for a week, right? So, and he said, I'm no, because I had left my phone number. So if you're interested in like having some fun here, whatever, right? I was still like, no, a little shy. I never did that. Anyway, so after that, the week after I was back to the restaurant, we had another great time. Like it was a really good mirror. I'm like, I would have said that to those clients too. I would have said it that way, right? It was my first mirror in the new paradigm. Anyway, so later, a week later, I said, oh, you're right. You know, it sucks that you're gone. And then I would like to meet you in person to know your stories. Like starting to tell me everything by text. I'm like, are you telling me by text so we don't meet in person? It's like, no, I would love to meet you in person. And so we did one date. Then from then we chatted like for every day for almost 2 months, every day, like almost 3 hours a day, texted and chatted. And we went on 4 or 5 dates. He had mentioned at one point that he didn't want children, but I'm like, you know what? Let it on the side. He was hanging out with other ladies. I'm like, he's not my man yet, so I don't have anything to control, right? If he has friends. But at one point on the last date, so I'm the one who planned it. And I planned like plan A, B, C in case it rains, in case it snows, in case whatever. Like that's who I was then. And that night he said again, yeah, I'm not looking, like I don't want children at the moment. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let go. I don't have control on this. My intentions were romantic, to be his girlfriend for 2 months, you know, kind of like, here's who I am. But now it's like, I'm going to just, it's too bad because he's really good looking and I really have fun with him. But in my head that night, I said, well, we're just going to stay friends. The next day I received a text from him because that one I had paid that date. And he had paid the first 2 ones. And he said, I would ask if you can stop, sending me gift, because I was giving him gift, like, he was sick, so I gave him like food and stuff, like taking care, nurturing, and I pay for the meals. Like, if you can also stop paying for meals, I don't do that with friends. I'm not looking for family in general. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, did he want to have sex with me? Like, did he want to just be casual? So I asked him, I'm like, it's not my type, but if you want, I don't mind, right? He's like, no, I just want to stay friend. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what do I bring in his life? It was really weird. That would be the girl would write like a bunch of long paragraphs. And at first I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm writing these long paragraphs. And so when I was on that romantic frequency, it was like, oh, no worries. I don't see you as a burden. I see you as like, it's quality time. But then after that, when I had long messages, because I was reading a book that says everything is always perfect. And I said, if I have the impulse of sending him that message, don't care. I'm not going to judge myself. I will trust. I'm going to send it. I don't care why I need to send this, right? I felt like I needed to tell him exactly how I felt because he triggered abandonment and rejection mood big time. And so he's like, oh, now this is heavy. And like, I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know what was going on. Like he triggered my awakening.
It's because the energy shifted between you.
I shifted it. Yeah. And I'm like,
yes.
Oh God, I'm the one who said no. And I would have tried, I'm interested, but easy, right? When you start focusing on the other person, instead of you, what you want, like, I'm like, but is he interested? Is that a red flag? Right?
It's funny how much I hear now when people tell me their story, because before I would have heard it from a totally different perspective in a different place. But now when you talk, so if this is like, there's a very high chance that it's a twin flame, because people who get attracted to my page usually do have a twin flame. And it is your beliefs. So you talk about it all the time for like manifesting and everything. You got to just convert that thought process to this person, because that's what happens. It's like you think that they're the catalyst for everything. Like whenever they do something, it triggers you to act a certain way, but it actually happens in you first. And you just aren't aware of it always. Mm-hmm. But as you become aware of it, you're like, oh, I'm causing all of these things to take place. Because what happens is something, you're like super excited about them and you're in your true energy first. And then something triggers you to doubt. And as soon as you start doubting, all your insecurities about relationships come in. It has nothing to do with them. And then what happens is they start reflecting all of the beliefs and the thoughts that you have. So you will be thinking about things, specific things, and then they will bring it up. And you're like, I never said any of this stuff to you. Like, so like, as you become aware of it, it's really difficult when you're not aware of it and the stuff is happening, because it just feels like how did it go from being like perfect feeling to being the exact horror show?
I think it was not perfect, right? There was a lot of red flags, and I'm like, I was accepting a lot of it, right? I even got arrested for.
But that was the same for me. I had a lot of red flags with my twin flame, but I ignored them because I knew, I was like, because I had a similar experience. So when I met my twin flame, I met him at my job, and it was really funny because I had a ton of signs to take this new job, and he didn't even work there yet. So it was like the universe already knew that he was going to show up there. And that's the part that like trips me out now, is it wasn't attracting me to him. He wasn't there. It literally set us up to both work at the same place. It's just like freaks me out how it happened. But we met, and so I worked at a call center, and he sat next to me. Now mind you, I saw him like a week before this, right? And I never saw his face. I just saw him from behind, and I was like, who is that? I only saw his back, and I
did the same thing with my first husband on a golf course. Like, who's that? Like, I met him 2 weeks later, but yes. Yeah, I still get it. I still understand it.
I was like, I've never seen somebody's back before and been like, I need to meet this man, but that's what happened. And then I was having a conversation with this woman, and I was totally invested in this conversation, oblivious to the rest of the world. And then I just hear a voice next to me. Did that story really happen? And I was like, oh my God. And I just kept thinking in my head, like, what did I just talk about? Because now I'm aware that there's somebody else who's aware of me. And I turned and I look, and I noticed that it was him. And immediately I got so embarrassed, because I was like, he's talking to me. He's listening to me talk. And I just started like, I could feel myself melting while he's talking to me. And mind you, I'm still working. So like the possibility of a phone call coming in is also on my mind. So now I'm like, because I used to get super intimidated by like really masculine energy. And he was so masculine. I was like, you are too masculine to be talking to me. Like,
I felt like not good enough. You didn't feel good enough.
Yes. And so what happened was, this is the part I was telling you was the same as your story. I went into the break room later because it was my break, and he happened to be there. And I thought to myself, oh my God, he's gonna think that I'm stalking him. And I'm not even kidding you. He goes, I swear I'm not stalking you. And I was like, he's reading my thoughts. But at that moment, I didn't know. So I was like, did I say it out loud? What's the matter? Oh, is it because I'm yelling? I'm excited. You want to say hello?
We're having fun. I'm having fun with me.
Your face isn't there. Come sit
What
over
are you
here.
doing?
Say hello.
I saw you on TikTok.
I'm hurting.
You hurting? What are you hurting?
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry? You didn't do anything.
My hand's shrimp. Bow.
Yeah. Where's your cereal bowl? Go get your cereal bowl. I'll give you more. You still hungry? I took him to the playground earlier and he's like starving, even though I fed him a bunch. So
Are you starving? Are you hungry? I know I'm hungry.
I'm good. But if you need to eat, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
no, gonna
Okay.
happen after. I'm too excited to be here right now.
Me too. No, I'm glad that it happened now because I feel like now's a good time. It's okay. Here, want to eat the rest of the cereal? There you go. Good job. Yeah, so it's just really funny. And now it's like hard because I'm trying to see if it happened, like those kinds of things happened with other people because, you know, other people mirror you and things like that. But it just doesn't happen the same way. It just feels like magic. It does.
But for me right now, like I'm seeing when I think something somebody will say, like it's with everyone, not like pretty much everyone. Like there's always somebody. I'm like, oh, I'm hearing it here and hearing it there, and like with that guy, I got arrested for harassment. I even went to court, like because I was I was a chaser big time, and I wanted
Oh
to
boy.
that was the girl of his dream. And I was like, pick me, whatever. Like, and also I was afraid. I thought I was a burden. I thought that the words I would have caused, I caused him so much suffering. I thought I was causing him so much suffering that he could commit suicide. Right? I was like I went and look at all the perspectives. So before I did something, because I contacted him by phone, by email, by text,
they make you desperate.
Messenger. I used my dead husband's messenger when mine was blocked.
Oh my gosh.
I asked my friend, can you send him this message? I send I use like a phone from outside that didn't have my phone number. Like it was not stalking, as I was not stalking, I was an hour and a half away from him, but I wanted to know what had happened, right? One day, good time, the next day you're like, oh, well, we're going to talk to each other.
Because you get desperate with the twin flame. When they pull away, you're like,
but he triggered all of this, right? When after that, I saw with all my childhood, like with my parents, like, oh, I'm looking for validation. I was looking for validation. I was a good person. I could see when I thought something, even, when I got, because I thought it was weird. Okay, you call the police, I got a warning, and I still talk to the person he was living with for a week, and you don't call the police again, right? If you give a warning, then the next day, you should have a punishment or something. Like I had so much grace and like, okay, just kept, why are you not stopping it now? Like, right. It was not just no, but it was always like breadcrumbing. Like he would talk to me, then would not talk to me, then talk to me again. And through the lawyers and stuff, I could see. Like one day, like 6 months later, we were just waiting for I had offered a peace bond. And then his lawyer just had to say yes or no, we approve. And then the day before, I was crying, like out of nowhere, I miss him, like just bawling in my car. Then the next day, I got in the car, the phone from my lawyer said, well, his sister saw, like, you're doing conferences and he's afraid you can't let him go. And I was like, I think he's the one who can't let me go. Like, just accept the freaking peace bond. I can't do anything for a year, not even like talk to you about whatever, right? And I was like, but he was not wrong. I couldn't let him go. But now it was like, it was reflected. Everything was reflected.
I was going to say, it sounds like it to me. I don't like to tell people.
Yeah. For a long time, I thought it was him because I discovered the twin flame stuff like 2-3 months after we had started, like that he stopped. I'm like, that explains everything. And so my goal into the healing at first was for union, right? Like we're like, that's a good motivation. Yes. And at one point it's like, oh my God, I love who I'm becoming. And I'm like, yes, I still a little resentment, like not resentment. It's weird because his name now, honestly, they're not wanting to talk about him. Boom. Now the bridge changes to his name. The street there changes to his name. out of nowhere, all the maples.
It's because every time you actually start to let them go, they start popping up again. And it's like, what is this? What is this that's happening? Because the same thing happens with mine. Whenever I've had moments where I literally am like, okay, I'm letting you go, like completely letting you go. And then something happens that brings him to my attention constantly. And it's like the universe needs to prove, are you actually letting them go? Or is, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely sounds like it to me. And that's the real reason that they exist, in my opinion, is they're the carrot. They are the carrot that gets dangled in front of us, and it like causes us to malfunction. All of our humanness like malfunctions because all we want to do is get this damn carrot.
Right now, I don't want it. I want,
but that's where it starts. And then as soon as you start doing your healing and you start actually aligning with your true energy, that's when you're like, oh, I don't need them.
Oh yeah.
I don't need them. But that's like the weird dynamic with the twin flame that gets you to the healing and gets you to the truth of who you are, is because all of your humanness is like, I need this person in my life. I don't understand that feeling that I have with this person. And then as you realize you are that feeling.
Yeah.
It's not them. It is who you actually are. And once you have that experience, that's when you're like, I don't need them to be in my life because that feeling isn't coming from them. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. Like even this morning, I had my puppy, he sleeps with me, like he cuddles on my belly when I'm on my side, like he makes a little ball. And it just feels so damn nice. I'm like, oh my God, oh, like there's something like a baby, right? And sometimes it's somebody else who's touching me. It doesn't feel the same. I said, it's not my dog that feels that way. It's me who feels this way when my dog does it, right? So it was like the feeling comes from within. And it's in everything within as without. Like everything, I'm like, oh, I'm super happy. And then poop, his name. Like, like I'm at the point I'm tired. Like I've been tired of seeing his name for a while. Now I can see immediately his name is definitely not popping as much, right? And like once in a while, I'm like, oh, can you acknowledge the healing and the transformation you've done in 4 years, right? Just to see how before his name you would be like, it's coming back. Or now it's like, I freaking hate him. Or like,
do you know why? Because this is something I figured out. It's like what I was talking about earlier. It's your ego resisting your ego. That's all that it is. So when his name pops up, you're judging yourself for thinking about him because you're happy. So it's still your ego. So I stopped doing that because that's what I realized. And now if he comes to my mind, I just let it be there. I don't resist it anymore. And I'm so much happier because before it was like you wanted to think about them and you become like obsessed with thinking about them. And then you finally stop becoming obsessed with thinking about them. So then whenever it comes into your mind, you judge yourself. You're like, no, I'm past this. I'm past this stage. I'm happy without them. Don't like, you think that you're regressing. So you start judging yourself, but that's not the case. You just have to allow it to be there.
Because for me it was like, okay, if I want to go into a new relationship, right? This guy was definitely not perfect. This guy had a lot of like, even if he's my twin flame, there was a lot of like, that's with me right now. Like there was a lot of good things, but it was a lot of like, there's no way his version of 4 years ago. And I know if I grew, he changed too, right? So if he was to come in my vibration, I would allow him to show me who he is now because I'm a new person. Right. But it's like the judgment. I shouldn't think about him, but like I still again. But there was a fear of what if I get into a new relationship and he comes in my head. Like there was a TikTok. I don't know if it was you that said allow, like just that allowing, like just a thought. But like there's a fear. Like what if he came? Would I allow myself to just go back? And it's like, but yes, I would still choose the guy. Like it's not fair for the new one. But I know that with someone else, the day comes, since everything is vibration, the day comes back, that means I would be a match to him then, right?
Yes.
So things happen. So that means if I'm attracted by this person, this relationship, this guy is already attracted with something else, right? Because everything will be happening. So it would not, since this relationship would be conscious anyway, that whatever happens here, right? We love each other, that we like do whatever feels right for you. I'm not stopping you, right? If you want to go with this guy, like, and I can't stop it. That means there's something else for him that's better than me.
So I haven't gotten to this space yet, but I have a twin flame mentor, and it sounds like from things that he said that you get to a place where you are vibrationally like in your space, and then you have to make a choice. And it sounds like this happens to everybody, not just some people.
Okay.
So at some point you will have to choose between yourself and somebody else.
Yes.
But you get to choose. And because you're at a place where you get to choose, it's not
like that.
It's not the same. So the thing that I had to really tell myself is that it's like there's 4 people involved.
Oh yeah.
Which is really confusing already, because when you have your twin flame and it's like 2 people in one, and then you're like, now there's 4 people, like, what are you talking about? But that's really helped me thinking of it that way. You have the ego version of you.
The inner child.
That's not actually you. That's all your programming. And then there's the ego version of them. That's not who they are. It's just their programming. But when you're actually in alignment and you're in your true energy and your true self, that programming goes away, and it's like a totally different person, not the same at all. So I have all these divine feminines that are really upset with their divine masculine. So I'm like, but you are changing. You are growing. You aren't the same person that you used to be. So it's not fair that you are going to see them as the same person, because by the time you are in alignment and they are coming towards you, it's because their energy matches you finally. So they're not the same person anymore. And I know that when they're actually in that space, they'll see it that way. But thinking of it that way before you're in that space will allow you to get there faster.
Because also there's one thing, right? There's a law of assumption. If I assume he hasn't changed, the universe has to prove me he hasn't changed. Even if he has, right? I'm going to track is the personality of him that I believe he is. So if I believe it's changed, then I'll track the changed behavior.
That's actually true, because that happened with my twin flame. And I didn't know about the law of assumption. I've heard of it before, but I didn't know it. Like, so what was happening is he was treating me very badly. And I was starting to be able to see how he was reflecting everything. So, because now like the veil had been completely lifted, and I could see all of the see past the 3D illusion. And I could tell, oh, he's treating me badly because I believe that he's going to. He's treating me badly because I treat myself badly.
Yes.
And as soon as I started to change that, like I didn't even have to have conversations with him. I just changed my beliefs and changed my energy, and he started changing. And it was automatic. It was like every time he talked to me next, and I always knew I can predict when he's going to reach out to me now. Nice. It's insane, because as soon as the energy shifts in myself, so I would have like a mini dark night of the soul, and I'd be stuck in my ego. And then as soon as I was able to shift into my heart space, he would contact me within the hour.
Nice.
And it happens.
I haven't done that yet. There was one guy though after him. When I was in
Nope.
my like at home, like, oh man, it would be nice to have like a sexual, like, interaction or some like a message, like a cute, like sexy message. Then the guy I've been talking to for like the past 3 years, this guy, it was on and off. He would come for a month, couple of months, we would talk, he would leave for 2-3 months, would come back, and I tried, I allowed this, right? But it was like, he would like send me this, like, he was drunk though, right? That was him drunk texting that sexy message, like, I'm sorry. I'm like, well, don't be sorry. I was wanting to have a sex text with someone. So you're the one, the universe got me to have that, right? So, and I would message this guy. I'm like, out of nowhere, I'm going to see how he's going. Oh, he's at the hospital. So pretty needed my energy or something, right? So there was a lot of things with this guy that is more twin flame than the other ones. That's why I'm like not seeing who it is. Like, because things happen like with really.
I can tell you how to know.
How?
Kind of what I was just talking about. So let me see if I can say it in the simplest way possible. You want to think of your ego as one energy. So your programming is a totally different energy than who you actually are. So most of the time, it's very low vibration, everything like that. So think of your ego as separate from you, okay? Because even though it's part of your, like, you have your body and you have your mind, but you are the soul. So you don't have a soul, you are the soul, you have a mind, you have a body. But believing that you are your ego keeps you trapped in the energy of your programming. When you shift out of that energy and you shift into your true energy, that's when your twin flame pops up, because that's the energy that they actually are. So it's like the craziest, most accurate lie detector test. If you're identifying with your ego in any way, they don't want anything to do with you. It repels them because you're denying your true self. So they deny you. That's what happens. So when you actually go within, that's why the Zen spiritualism is something that I'm working on, because there are so many people, and I'm gonna make a big assumption here, but it sounds like from your story, you are healing through your mind, which most people who've had a spiritual awakening do, but you haven't shifted to your true energy.
Oh yeah.
So that's something that I think that you should try to do, because what happens when we have a spiritual awakening?
I will do.
Yes. See, I did it again. Yes. That's okay. Something that you will do. Thank you. Is when you have a spiritual awakening and it's something that happens to you, you have like this painful detachment from your mind, and it's out of your control when it happens. So you have this transition where you have like this painful mental experience where you realize, I'm not my mind, all of this is an illusion, and it makes you automatically transition to your true energy. And that's what the spiritual awakening actually is. But then what happens is something triggers you, and you start listening to the thoughts and believing them, or the beliefs, or whatever, the emotions, and you get caught up in the mind. And I would say like 85% of people who have had a spiritual awakening think that they're awake because they have the knowledge that they are their soul, but you have to practice it.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to be that energy on purpose, because as soon as the mind triggers you, you are no longer awake. You are asleep again, because it's not the knowledge that makes you awake. It's the being in the energy that makes you awake. And that's what I think is very confusing in the spiritual community, because everybody talks about healing. So it's like a normal thing, But the healing process, if you don't do it the right way, it keeps you trapped in your ego and you actually aren't awake anymore.
What if those people need to go through this?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, right. Because
it is a normal part of the process.
But
it helps if you know what your goal is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like for most people, they think the goal is the healing. Yeah, that's not what the goal is. The goal is to be in your true energy, and your healing is what gets you there. But you don't actually have to heal the way everybody talks about it. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do digging. You don't have to relive all the trauma. You just have to realize that that's not you. Mm-hmm. And that's like a mind shift that some people don't get, because they're like, what do you mean that's not me? It happened to you, but it's not you. Mm-hmm. So all of the trauma that you're reliving, all of the triggers, all of these things, you're so identified with them that you can't separate from them. And that's the ego. That's the trick of the ego, is it keeps you identified with it so that you aren't being who you really are. But the second you have an experience where you are in your true energy, if you have a twin flame, they automatically contact you. It's automatic.
For me, I think what happened is with my husband, like I was reading that wounded feminine of like, even if I have someone, they're gonna die, right? Like, so the fear of being in a relationship, being twin flame or karmic, I don't care, right?
Right.
The fear of like it's gonna be taken away. So even though I really want my twin flame, that whichever guy is gonna be, right? At this point, I'm like letting go of what the face looks like. Might actually be somebody even better. Like, who knows, right? But okay, what are the fears related to having a relationship? What are that's why for me it was like I could say yes, but then all those fears still came up. So even it was hard for me to just shift because of all the programming. And that's what I do. Like I transmute now, like, okay, reframe, go back in those stories that I keep telling myself and giving myself other evidence of what I'm attracting, right? What I've attracted. So it's been a process, but I'm like, that was still like, okay, are you ready now? Like if your person comes in and say, let's live together and let's get married, are you ready now? And that's somebody like Bashar did mention in 6 months. How does it sound to be in 6 months? 6 months sounds good. Like, I'm okay with that. How about 3 months? 3 months is still good. How about a week? I can see it happening in a week. How about today? Ooh, right? If you have that resistance, like, what if he calls today? Are you ready for that call? And no, that is where the resistance is. And what's holding me here, right? What's scary right now?
Yep, that's exactly a place that I'm shifting out of, I think. So before it was like, oh, I definitely want us to be together. We're a family because we have a son together, all of these things. And then at some point I became like I was like flip-flopped, and I became very afraid. I was like, I do not want him to come in now. And of course he started to, and I was like, no, get away from me. I'm not ready for you yet. And that does happen, because it shows you all of the things that you need to let go of. It's not that you need to heal things. It's that you need to let go of what you're not. That's really what real healing is. And it sounds to me,
my coach said, sometimes the healing, there's stuff you can't heal from a relationship without being in one, right? So we can say we've done all the healing we could.
Unless you have a twin flame. Because I'm healing from a lot of things, not being in a relationship with my twin flame, but your connection is the relationship, whether you're together or not.
Yeah.
And because he like always pops up. So every time I shift back into my energy, he pops up, triggers me. Now I'm getting to a place where he doesn't trigger me anymore. So now it's like, I know he's starting to contact me all the time. Kartoka, you want that one? Yes.
Even when I saw his name last time, and I was like, of course you're thinking about me. I'm awesome. Like, why would you not think about me, right? Yes. It means you're thinking about me, of course, right? I've told you, I even tried to prove it to you for a couple of months, right? And then like but there's kind of in an arrogant way, like, of course, right? And stuff like, oh, he's thinking about me. No, it's like, yeah, you're thinking about me. I'm the best thing that ever happened to you right now. But it's a different energy. Before, I didn't think I was good enough. So what did I try?
Right.
He could, even though he saw me, he may have seen me as the best person on the planet, as the woman of his dream. If I thought I was crap and trash and a burden,
Right.
and all this energetically, he couldn't even give me all the love and loving
Right.
that I wanted.
Right.
That's why I'm like, I love this separation or whatever, by being by myself.
Yeah,
giving
I think that you are. That's what I was going to say. Is it sounds like, and I don't know for sure, you'd have to do what I'm telling you, but it sounds like the first guy is your twin flame, and then you met a karmic because you aren't where you need to be.
Yeah, with the karmic, with the other guy, I was afraid that I was of suicide, right? And this guy was suicidal. Like he, for the past 12 years, he had suicidal thoughts. So, and I was like in my coaching, learning stuff, and I wanted to be like the saviors. Like, I don't need saving, blah, blah. So we had these exchange of me saying like, being afraid of saying something so bad that someone would cause suicide. But this guy was like, man, you're an angel. Like, just like, like he was giving me the attention, the love. And even though we knew like we started romantic, but
I put it on, didn't I? No. Yes, I did. See, it's Carla and Kartoka. It says it right there. Which one do you want? Midnight Snack? Luna, Megamoth, or PJ Riders?
PJ Riders.
Okay.
Aww.
Oh, but yeah, so that's what I think. Like, I lost my train of thought.
But yeah, he was with this guy. Like at first, I was afraid. I didn't want him to come in. I'm like, I was giving like to make sure he would like he had support. And then at the end, like that's why he would leave out of nowhere. I would get triggered. I'm like, okay, let's feel that trigger. That way,
you said it. You were giving because you couldn't receive.
But he was giving me too, right? I was accepting his compliments. I was accepting the attention. Even though he would leave, come back. So at the end, well, we're still talking once in a while, but very rarely. But last time, like I blocked him. I said, okay, now I don't want this anymore. And I blocked him. And I'm like, oh, look at this. From not being like being afraid of me creating somebody to cause a suicide to being there. Like, I was able to, with this conversation with this guy, I grew in confidence that I was a blessing, and he was telling me how a blessing.
Yes.
Was, right. And just, that was a fun friendship, whatever it was, that now like I know he's grown on his end too, but like I was attracting the sexual part and learning to put my boundaries in a loving way, because he still like really likes me. Like we're still very, we still talk once in a while, but to say I'm afraid to, now I'm a blessing, that happened with this guy, which was super awesome, right? It was a good container, especially going into coaching. If I was afraid of saying the wrong thing, I didn't want to coach anyone. So with this person, being afraid of, I'm not afraid of the word suicide anymore, right? I'm not afraid I'm going to commit it myself, or that I'm desperate, right? So I know he was on that frequency when I was.
But you are bringing up a point that we talked about earlier that I'm not sure if you see or not. So when we were talking before about receiving, I think that a lot of people are afraid to believe that their value and their energy and their love is good enough, because like the feminine energy, like unconditional love, when you're in that energy, it's such a powerful energy, and you just have to believe that you being in that energy is enough. You don't have to do anything. That's the whole point of the feminine energy. You don't have to do anything. You just be it. And the doing energy comes to you. So when we're in a relationship and we're used to like, oh, I have to give them attention. I have to give them like my love and affection. I have to give, I have to give, I have to give. No, you don't. That's the actual truth. You just have to be your love energy, and it attracts them. It's like it's like a mind blown thing, because you're like, what do you mean I don't have to do anything? And it's like, you don't have to do anything. You give off this energy that is so powerful that it inspires the masculine energy to take action towards you. And then you receive that action. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is be unconditionally loving. So when they do the things that the masculine energy is not supposed to do, but it wants to do, you just show appreciation for it. And it just will keep going. Like, it fuels the doing energy. It fuels it. You don't have to do the doing.
And I love this because for about energy, how I got into energy was with Mind Valley, where one of the ladies, she worked on energy, and
I just found Mind Valley, so that's really weird. You're talking about it.
I've been in there for like 3-4 years now, and I went to a live event in California.
That's amazing.
Lots of synchronicities there to happen.
See, this is all of the things that we're talking about. They just took place with me. So that's very strange. So we were meant to talk now.
Yes. And
so crazy.
One video, why I got into it, I don't remember her name. Anyway, she's an energy healer, and she had this group of 4 ladies on stage, and she tests their energy, see if it's strong. And then she brings another person, and her energy was weak. She got them to read a text. She read like 1 or 2 lines, and then the other 4 people on stage got their energy weakened just by her talking, right? So they did that energy thing, like X in the back or something, comes back, read the sentence, and then everybody was back up. And I was like, oh my God, if I heal myself energetically by just being, I healed the room, right?
Yes.
And I became a model, I'm doing some modeling stuff as well and acting. That's why I'm a life coach. And I know life coaching was a step up, right? But to heal me, so that by being on a billboard like Broadway, for me, that was the plan. Being even a picture, somebody would say a picture of me and it would change the energy of the area, right?
Yes.
So going on TV,
that's great.
But that's why for me, it's like, it's not just like, oh, I'm on a billboard. It's like, I don't have the client, which is like, there's a part of me that's like, I want the outcome of it, but at the same time saying, I was there. First, I've got my own evidence that I'm awesome. Like I was able to allow this. But also that knowing that the energy that's being there from me, I'm a match to this, right? I'm changing the planet just by having my picture somewhere.
So this actually happens on my TikTok. The thing that you're describing right now. So you wanted to be on a billboard because you wanted your energy to affect the people who see it.
Yeah.
So when I put out a TikTok video, if I'm not in the right energy, it doesn't see people, or people don't respond to it. It's like, ever since I started doing TikTok, I can see my energy now because I'm recording myself constantly. So I can tell when I'm in different energies. But when you're in your true energy, you will attract like crazy. So you can use your videos and your TikTok to see like, okay, what's going on with me in this video? So you can start to become aware of what your energy actually looks like. But I will tell you, I've had some crazy stuff happen to me. And the longer that you're in it, it's like an avalanche. It just builds momentum. So every time I have like a dark night of the soul and I get switched out, like all the energy gets cut off. And then when I switch back, stuff will happen. But it's like the longer I stay in it, it just grows and grows and grows. And everything starts getting attracted to me. So that's what I really want the divine feminine to understand, is like, you're so powerful in that energy. And that's the energy that the world needs, because you don't have to do anything when you're in that energy. If you're in a room full of people who have things going on, you just being there in that energy is going to change them. And we need to be able to hold that energy.
Mhm.
It's like for our children, for our, partners, for our family, for all the people around us. But not being able to hold the energy is what it interrupts that momentum. So we have to be able to hold firm to that energy and like not let the triggers trigger us out of it.
And you're saying, hold on, we're learning to let go. How about we let go of the belief that we need to do something to hold on to it? We just are, right? If I just am
Right.
love, if I just am love, what am I holding on to? That I am love? No.
Right.
I just am.
Right. It's not the identity. It's just the being it.
I just am
because,
love. When you said
because
that,
that's the other thing too, is there's so many people. I want the ego to be like a best friend. That's really how it needs to be, because otherwise you do fight with it. But what happens is as you heal, it gets smarter. It gets smarter. I was on a live last night and somebody brought this up and it was so perfect. I don't think I saved exactly what they said, but it's like basically like your ego adapts and it learns. And so what happens is as you heal and you learn what the energy looks like, it will be that way and trick you into thinking that you're in alignment. But really, you're in your ego and it's just like behaving the way that it knows you want to behave now.
You know what's coming up? First, we're always in alignment with what's going on right now. So we're always in alignment, right? Maybe it's not where we want to be, but we're always in alignment. But second, of course, your ego gets smart because it's a reflection of who you are. You're getting smarter too, right? Instead of like, oh, the ego, that's your dark side. You're the light, the love, and you love it. I love you so much. Yeah, Mike, of course you're getting smarter. I'm getting smarter. You're getting smarter, obviously, right? Your
mom just came home. I might have said
that's okay. But right, you're me. So of course you're getting smarter. Of course you're tricking, but you're not. Instead of saying you're tricking me, say I'm letting you trick me. Right?
Yes.
Your ego, anybody in your environment can do whatever they want. They can manipulate, or you're allowing them. Because then if you say you're tricking me, you're giving power away again. I'm letting you trick me because I'm enjoying it.
Right.
You're gaining something in letting someone trick you. So
right.
It's not, the problem is not, there's no problem, is I'm allowing.
That's true. I'm on a video call. Hold on one second.
No worries.
The whole trunk is full. I mean, back seat.
Hold on, I'll move to the other room.
That's okay.
So I can finish. Ugh. Yeah, so it's much brighter in this room.
But I suggest you say that, oh my God, it's my mirror, and to love it. And how am I allowing it to trick me? Because I can trick you, and if you're not falling for it, there's no winning for me, right?
True. So that's really how it is now. It's now when you're aware of it, even if it tries to trick you, it won't work.
Yeah, you're trying. I have the power to let you win or not. I choose that.
Right. So it's just the allowing. It's the awareness. And
instead of saying, oh, it's bad, when you allow it, you say, how is that beneficial to me at this moment, right? If it's not beneficial, like I'm able to say no to guys now on DMs, like, I don't want to talk. No, I'm not interested. But before I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying the attention. I'm enjoying it's building. So I would allow people to cross my boundaries because I was beneficiating somehow, right? So now the ego or whatever, you're the one who allows it or not. And then instead of saying, oh, they're the bad person because they're tricking me. Well, then you're the bad person for allowing them, right? For allowing it.
Right. But
you're not bad.
But you're also becoming aware of it now. Because at first you might allow it and everything like that, but you're not aware of why you're allowing it to happen. And so you think it's them. But yeah.
Them say, how am I allowing this? How am I doing myself, right? Gaslighting. Oh, why the gaslighting? Oh. How are you gaslighting yourself, dear? How are you like, because what I learned is like, no, I'm the universe experiencing itself. So when I believe I deserve a consequence from like, no, when you grow up, you're doing something. Oh my God, I'm grieving, I'm crying. My parents like, oh, I'm going to give you something to cry about, or go to your room, or right. When you're in that meltdown and your parents are not giving you the love, you can put them down off the pedestal. So you think something is wrong with you. So obviously now you grow up thinking when you're having an emotional burst or something that you're deserving of having love taken away. So that's why we isolate it, right? But now what happened is say, oh, I deserve love. I don't deserve a consequence. So now by giving me this and having compassion to me, I'm going to attract the people around me. And an example I have. So now 4 years ago, I got arrested for harassment, right? I thought I was guilty. I was like, yes, of course I see. Back in January, I drove from Florida to Canada, and I drove like 140 the whole time. Like that's like, it was 80 miles an hour or something, whatever. It was faster. So technically, if you say, well, the belief is if you go faster, you get arrested. That was not true, because I drove fast the whole way. I didn't cause an accident. I didn't get arrested, but I got arrested exactly at the point where my daughters were sleeping, but one woke up and she had to pee. Okay. And I was like driving. I'm like, I was looking for a washroom. Still, I've been driving 14 hours that day and just wanted to get home. My daughter had COVID, and it's like, I was like, okay, if the police is me, right? I'm the universe experiencing itself. Would I punish myself right now? Right? Would I punish myself? No, I would not. Am I giving myself a ticket right now? No, I'm not. So I said, but I don't need to tell him my whole life story, right? Just energetically. So he came. I said, just careful. One of my daughter has COVID. We're looking for a washroom. Anyway, he takes my license, comes back, and he says, the nearest washroom is the next exit. There's a portable potty in that parking lot. And let me go. I was like, but it was like, oh my God.
Because you weren't obsessing about being guilty.
Yeah, but before I would be like, yeah, officer, I drove fast. Obviously, don't give it to me. But then I said, how do I want to treat me? And the way I saw it was, how was the universe able to show me there was a portable potty in that parking lot? Because it would not have been on a sign, right? Other than stopping me.
So you had to have the police officer stop you to give you the information.
Yes, path of least resistance got me arrested, saying, hey, the next exit is that way.
That's so amazing.
It was supporting me and loving me instead of punishing me. But I had to do the work in my head, right? If I felt guilty, from the guilty within yourself, you're attracting people who are going to mirror this. Well, here's your ticket.
Yes.
Right.
You're punish you because you feel guilty.
So now it's like, I'm the universe experiencing myself. People are just a mirror. So he doesn't need to know my story. He's going to give me what the universe is going to ask this person to give me what I deserve. So as my coach, where I finished working with my coach last month, and I received flower and like whatever, he sent me a gift. And I was like, I went to look at the meaning of like a single flower and teddy bear. I'm like, this is like love at first sight and unconditional. I'm like, you can't send this to people if you don't mean it. Like, you were my coach. Like, I was like, what do you mean? But anyway, so it was like, oh, but if I go instead of this guy gave it to me. And if I'm like, oh, my higher self sent me those flowers, right? My relationship with me and my inner being is the most important. And it uses whoever is that I'm confident with, like somebody who I trust. They're using them to bring me the things I deserve.
Oh, you are saying things I haven't thought of. It's nice.
So every relationship with my kids or with the neighbor, oh, how are they helping me? It's my inner being acting through them.
I need a moment. Soak in what you're saying. That's like even more than just seeing them as a reflection.
They're my inner being. My inner being is everyone around me. And everybody I meet, if they're there, is because there's something I'm going to get from them, or they're going to need from me without even asking, right? They're going to be the path of least resistance.
What? Hold on. This is like life-changing information right here. I'm never going to see the world the same after this conversation.
You can't. Thank you.
Wow. I'm now thinking of, so that's like the thing that I haven't done yet is being able to see it with your twin flame, but then also everybody else is still just as important information. And so I haven't exactly gotten to seeing the other ones. I'm speechless.
So for me, that's why like the twin flame, as much as it was super important, now I know like the bee doesn't think of the flower doesn't think of the bee, right? The flower opens up, then the bee comes in, right? So
yeah,
I'm like, whoever is meant to be with me in this lifetime, whoever is going to be a match when I'm ready, let me open up, let me blossom. Not stop thinking about that bee. Might be that bee, might be this bee, that bee might be squish, right?
That's the perfect metaphor of how the feminine energy really works.
Yep.
That's perfect, because you can't go anywhere.
No.
If you're a flower, you're stuck there. You can't chase nobody. You're just there, and you gotta wait.
Your seeds are gonna go somewhere else anyway, but you're not the one bringing them.
Right.
Bees
but that's a great
are going, right? There are many bees.
Right. That's a great metaphor. That's what people need to be, the flower. The divine feminine needs to know. And obviously the flowers are so valuable to the bee. Like the bee can't survive without the flower.
And like we give a purpose to the bees. They want to do honey, and we were the purpose, right? We're giving them the juice for their work. We're the source of what they're doing.
That's like the perfect metaphor for what I was describing before, where like you have to hold your own energy and just attract. And that is exactly what happens.
It's have to be it. And one thing I've learned also, like, right, we compare ourselves with each other, like, oh, she's a 10, oh, she's an 8. Each flowers are different and each flowers are beautiful in their own way, and they're not comparing each other. And one more thing also about the flowers, let's say rose, when it's in its root form, in the bulb and the root, it's still a rose. It's not a flower, but it's still perfect at the root. When it's as the stem coming up, it's not bloom, it's still a rose. We know it's a rose. It's just at this stage, right? So when we are going through our awakening, I may not be this super fully bloom awakened person yet. I'm still awakened. I'm still an awakened divine feminine. I just am at this stage. Oh, I'm at this stage.
Yes.
I'm at this stage, right? So instead of judging each part, I shouldn't think that way. I shouldn't.
Yes. And it's not a judgment.
But we do judge ourselves.
But we do it.
I'm not there yet, so that's you judging yourself.
Right.
That means I'm not good enough. I'm not where I want to be yet. I must change something. Something is wrong with me because that's how I feel. Nothing's wrong with you.
It's hard to appreciate where you are while you're there, because normally we appreciate where we are after.
But that's where we learn to be. Where right now it's like in the present, it's perfect. That's what you asked in the past. And so
it's the appreciation in the moment that brings more things to you.
And say, oh my God, I did want this. I did want that. If you didn't want it, it wouldn't be here.
What you doing? You sitting with Grammy? Oh, Grammy changed to the TV. That's what happened. You sitting on my lap? Oh, thank you for my kiss. Oh, you're stealing.
Hey. Beautiful smile. Hi. I love your feet.
You got the hiccups.
This is not always fun. It's like my two girls are like, oh, I don't like having the hiccups.
No, I don't like it. Are you stealing my video? Yes. Think it's funny? Think it's funny? It's not like the other one. He's trying to move his video of himself around the screen because Messenger does that, or FaceTime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one, if you go on view, you can click on just speaker or okay, wait 1 second. Let me show you something. That's fun with TikTok. Like, since we're just two people, let's do this. Let's have a nice chat by the fireside.
Oh, I didn't know we could do these things.
Add the view at the top, and you can
I
change
think it's later.
That's
immersive
funny.
view. You can even have like, if you're going like for an office setting, or that's like kind of, let's go for lunch today.
That's so funny.
And if you have like 25 people, you can even have like a classroom setting.
Oh my goodness. That's so cool.
You can have, there's like, let's go for skiing like together. There you go.
No,
Oh my
I
goodness.
did all
Wow.
of these things. Look at, he's like, what is happening right now?
We're going skiing. Yeah.
We're going skiing.
Yay!
Yay. You want to watch a video on here? Since Grammy stole
I
the
don't know.
TV.
I don't know.
Here. You don't want to go on the table. Here. Come sit over here. You can watch the video. I didn't even think about that. Here. Come sit next to me. You can watch the video. Okay. Good job. Yeah, so that I love the flower. I love the flower analogy, and I love the
That comes from TikTok. Somebody else on TikTok said it. I don't know who. I never know my sources, but I know it's from source. So we are matched to hearing it, right? And one thing, instead of judging, I shouldn't think these thoughts, just know you're on a frequency of receiving these thoughts. As you shift your emotion, you're going to receive different thoughts. And as you shift your emotions, you're going to, right? Every time you have a different frequency, you're attracting new, even the same story, you could think about it, but you'll see it under a different perspective. So if you're sad and you're thinking about your twin flame, you're going to attract all the stuff that you remember while you're sad. And as you hear, like, I feel guilty. This is why I feel guilty about this story, right? And go up and up. And one story I want to share, because for me, that changed a lot of things for me. In December, my daughter, she lost her first tooth on the Disney cruise ship. So we went on a cruise ship and she lost her tooth. She was eating ice cream. She felt something hard and she thought it was a cone. So she just threw it on the floor. And it was in the hallway to go to her room. So she's like, oh, Mama, I lost my tooth. But I was at the point where I was like, I want to get you to daycare because we're late. And like, I was pissed off. Like, this is my me time. I don't have that much time. So let's go. But so we looked for 20 minutes for the stupid tooth. I'm like, excuse my language, the tooth. So we're looking 20 minutes later. I was like, okay, I'm like, time out. I know it's all about energy. I know the tooth didn't go anywhere. The tooth is on this frequency. And I was telling my kids, the tooth we're going to be so proud, so happy, so joyful when we're going to find it. This is why right now I'm feeling angry. So I'm not there. It's still there. I can't see it. So we came back 8 hours later. We went dinner, blah, blah. I see the room attendant. I'm like, if you see a tooth on the floor, as I see the vacuum, just let us know it's our tooth. And I'm doing one step further. And what do I find on the floor? Boom, the tooth. I didn't look for it. I just like, boom.
The thought popped into your mind right when it was time to see it.
The vacuum was there pretty much beside, like, well, here, right? The universe gave me, I'm looking for the tooth, right? And it was like one step after the vacuum, after I talked to the guy. And I was just like, So that shows me either my man or my dream job or what, even the money, like the money is here. It's not in I don't sit in my bank account yet because I'm here, but it does not mean it's not there. The clients are here. Doesn't mean they're not there. I'm just on the wrong frequency.
Right. The money is there for you. It's just waiting for you to be ready for it. Instead of you.
I am ready. The tooth. I was ready for the tooth. I was just on the wrong emotion. Right. The tooth was there the whole way. My eyes were not attracted to it because I was not on the joy frequency, right? I'm just like, okay, if it's there, boom. And now I had to experience it. That person that's coming in our life, being that guy, that twin flame, or whoever is going to be a match to us, like you say, I saw his back. Boom, I need to know this person, right? The universe, if it's meant for you, you cannot miss it. Just like that too. If you're looking for it, you don't have to look for anything. The podcast, like I attracted a podcast that about the billboard, right? That came with a podcast before. I finished my website and I was like, oh, I can now have people calling me. 5 minutes later, I get PBN podcast in New York saying, hey, we'd like to have an interview with you. And from there, I had 30 episodes of podcasts, but they found me through Facebook, not even my website. So whoever is a match to you will find you. However, it might be an old newspaper article from 20 years ago and say, hey, oh my God, I want this person, right? So that's why I'm like, even like with guys, and I know this stuff, I know it. Like, instead of like this guy, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like, no, if he hasn't come in, it's not my guy, or I'm just not on the right foot.
Okay.
Because it's gonna come like
That's
that.
something for you.
I'm gonna see it like that. But it's just everything is already exists. Like we say, all reality.
Mary has a surprise. She has a surprise. Go get it. Give me this and go get the surprise. There you go.
Let's see what I got.
She's got a surprise for you. Go get it. That should distract him.
Instead of saying distract him, that's gonna bring him to his highest excitement.
Yeah.
Your highest excitement is not a distraction.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you feel distracted.
I do.
And you feel distracted because
my attention's trying to be in two places at once.
and it's trying because
Oh, I use that word all the time. This is not. I never would have noticed.
My attention is going many places at the same time because
there's more than one person.
is okay. And what's the worst thing that can happen if you don't give him attention for a little bit?
True. I mean, besides, he just will be on the video with me. Probably.
Yes, today I woke up. One of my girl, like she felt like, last night she had like, you're not going to school tomorrow. And my other daughter, I didn't bring her to daycare. And since like 7 this morning, they've been on their tablet. I stayed in bed until 10 today. And they're so happy. Like right now, they're like, yeah, it's heaven. We get to be on YouTube. Oh my God. Like they're freaking happy about it. And I'm like, ooh, I used to judge myself, right? When I got, at that time I got arrested, I also thought I was a bad mother because all my attention went as the guy, and I gave the tablet to my babies. My dad actually called child services, so my belief I was a bad mother attracted evidence. No, see, you're a bad mother. Child services is coming.
You're speaking directly to me right now.
Everything got fine in your face. Like I'm like,
that's so cool.
Do you wanna go? Can we find a video?
Yeah, you want somebody else.
That's okay. That can be the universe saying, all right, we're done for today. Right?
Yeah.
Just say that unless you judge yourself because you're giving the tablet for a couple hours, it's not the tablet that's bad, it's you judging yourself for it. You're still a good mother.
Thank you.
Right? So I've gone through that. I didn't know my worth as a mother. I didn't know why I was a mom, and the grandma was doing better. So I went down very deep of like not seeing my worth as a mother, just to learning to just be and not, I didn't need to do anything to be worthy of being a mom. Right. So even though but that's okay. For me, I don't mind, right? I don't mind. It's not a distraction. I just know if it's something there, something in our energy attracted him, right? If you believe, okay, maybe it's time to go. Sometimes the universe is like, well, here, we're going to send that kid crying because it's time to go, right? Instead of saying it's a distraction, saying, there's something else that's going to happen or something. But, right, so it's not easy. It's a distraction. I'm distracted. And so if you feel distracted, you're attracting things that are a distraction, right? Always see, how is that making me feel? Every circumstance is neutral. However, you feel about it is about how you are. Because some days you'd be like, oh my God, this is okay. I'm okay having my kid with me. So it's not him who's a distraction. It's right now you feel distracted. Somebody does something, he's not annoying. I feel annoyed.
That changes everything.
It's within, so without. So when we say this guy makes me feel like crap. No. because I feel like crap, I'm attracting this kind of behavior or this kind of
Right.
from that person.
Oh, that's I don't even have anything to say.
You know what? We can say it was a pleasure talking to you. And then, now you got a lot of stuff that's gonna, not even to process, that's gonna go like, oh, now you're gonna attract, you're gonna have a different perspective.
Awareness.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna, next time we talk, we can say, oh, what changed since then?
Yes.
It's gonna be super
okay. Fun. That sounds good. We should do that.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe not set it up yet and just let it happen when it's.
When I'm gonna see your video, I'm like, oh my God, yes, let's chat. Or you're gonna see my video and say, oh my God, I want to connect, right? We're gonna go with the process. No, because I'm like, I don't need to plan anything anymore. Our inner being, they're already putting our schedule together. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah. Okay. That was amazing.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I received that.
Good.
I'm so happy to connected with you as well. It was like somebody who gets twin flames, somebody who like is into this space, and I'm not ashamed of talking or not like. What is
I know, and you can just be yourself is amazing.
Right? Yes. So I was so happy to connect with you today. And do you want me? Are you okay if I post that on YouTube and I can give you the link or send you a video like Dropbox or something?
Yeah, you can post it on YouTube. Just if you don't mind, just take out the parts with my son in them because I don't post him on social media.
I won't post it because I don't know how to remove stuff. But I'm just.
What do you use for editing?
Nothing. I don't edit anything.
Do you have what do you have for devices?
I have an iPhone and a Mac.
You can use iMovie.
Okay.
I can teach you how to do it, and then that way you'll know how to do it in case you need to. It's easy just to remove something.
Okay, that'd be cool.
And then that way you'll just know, and it'll help you in the future.
Yeah, for sure. I would appreciate.
And then that way we can still post it because there's still a lot of good stuff in it. We'll just take out those parts.
Yeah, and I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Awesome. Then we'll have to meet again soon.
Yes. Thank you
so much. Or what I can do is I can send it to you. I can send you. I don't know how I can do that, but I know Dropbox does that. I don't know how big the file is, but
that's the only thing I was thinking is I don't know if the file will be too big. So I'm telling you, it's just to remove it will be really easy, and then you'll know, and then we can go from there. I mean, we can still try to have you send it to me so that I can, I'd like to use some of the clips too and make some videos. Sure. So we can still do it that way, but I would still like to tell you, and then you'll know, and it'll help you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I wish you a great evening with you and your family.
Yes. And thank you. This is amazing. I'm so happy that we connected today.
Me too. We
Perfect
were
timing.
Now. We could not avoid each other.
Yes, it was great.
Thank you.
I mean, look forward to the next time.
Yes, we do. Bye.
Bye.